small changes that take place in the body of a single organism over short periods to overcome small problems due to changes in the surroundings are called dash. Excellent choice. Acclimatization is the right answer. If an insect goes and sits on the open mouth of the pitcher plant, the flap of the mouth closes shut. This response of pitcher plant is known as dash. Clear logic. Your choice stimulus is sound and 100% true. Animals and plants have certain features which make them to survive in a particular habitat. This is called perfect. Adaptation is the correct choice. On the other hand, the habitats of plants and animals that live in water are called well reasoned. Aquatic habitats is the correct choice. The habitats of the plants and animals that live on land are called dash habitats. Right choice. Terrestrial is the best answer. Which of the following are the abiotic components in terrestrial habitats? Strong choice. Rock is the right answer. The process by which living organisms get rid of their wastes is called dash. Smart move. Excretion is an accurate answer. Mountain is a special terrestrial habitat where temperature is very low. Bravo! True is the answer. The organisms, both plants and animals, living in a habitat are called smart pick. Biotic is the correct choice. Which of the following organism does not give birth to young ones? Good thinking. Lizard is the right answer. Fishes absorb the oxygen dissolved in water through their dash. Exactly. Gills make sense, and it is right choice. The environment in which an organism lives is called its dash. Right again. Habitat is a valid answer. Which is an example of an animal found in mountain region? Great job. All of these is the accurate answer. Which sea animal needs to come to the surface to get air? Well done. Whale is the right choice. Cactus plants have thick and fleshy stem to store water. Nice work. You chose true, and it is correct. Soil, water, and air are the dash of factors of a habitats. Nice selection. Abiotic is the correct and valid answer. Which of the following processes occurs only in plant? Nicely done. Transpiration is a solid answer. Where is the day very hot and the night is very cold? You're right. Desert is the correct answer. When the seed turned into a sprout, it is said to have. Good job. Your answer germinated works well here. Which of the following is not a terrestrial habitat? Well picked. Pond is the correct answer. Name an animal which doesn't breathe through gills. Solid response. Dolphin is a valid choice. Which of the following organisms have a blowhole? You chose whales, and it is correct. Plants and animals that live on land, it is called. Great thinking. Terrestrial habitat is the right choice. Increase in the size along with mass using energy. Correct response. Growth is the most accurate answer. The plants and animals cannot survive without air. Valid point. True is true, which is not an abiotic component of environment. You got it? Your choice bacteria is right. Non-living objects do not carry out respiration. On track. True is the correct answer. Habitat is a special environment of an organism. Excellent. True is a brilliant choice. The animals that live in land are called what? Sharp thinking. Terrestrial animals is the right choice. The place where organisms live in sea called. Correct. Habitats is the right answer. When we use the term organisms, we mean. Perfect. All living things is the correct choice. All objects have similar shapes and sizes. Good job. Your answer false works well here. What tree will be in most of the beaches? You chose Casuarina tree, and it is correct. Respiration in aquatic animals occurs by? Great job. Gills is the accurate answer. All animals live in the same habitat? Great thinking. False is the right choice. The living things are called what? Strong choice. Biotic is the right answer. There are various kinds of dash. You're right. Organisms is the correct answer. Fin is for aquatic life in fish. On track. True is the correct answer. All birds do not have feathers. Excellent choice. False is the right answer. What is a terrestrial habitat? Smart pick. Animals are called is the correct choice. What is the meaning of saline? Well picked. Salty water is the correct answer. Which is an aquatic adaptation? Nice selection. Streamlined body is the correct and valid answer. Oceans are the examples of. Right again. Aquatic is a valid answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. You got it. Your choice. Contact Narayan Changdar on Facebook is right.